Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome aboard the Audire Astra for another Honkai Star Rail stream. Or not Honkai Star, Genshin Impact. Gosh, that's it's been a while. So yeah, it's been a while since we've done Genshin Impact. Hello, Cole, Wraith, Cass. Good to see you all here again. Today, Audire, you got links from the Clever Decor challenges. Congratulations. I don't use her. I know Tommy does. He seems very fond of her. Today, since Soda Fountain? Soda Fountain? I have no idea what Soda Fountain is. Today, me and are discussing Rolla and came to the clever analogy of Sisyphus and his boulder. Cole, I have to tell you, but using the analogy of Sisyphus, you know, the man who was being tortured for eternity to describe something you call fun is not clever. It does the opposite of what you are trying to achieve with that analogy. If you are trying to convince someone to do something, telling them that it's like Sisyphus and his boulder is not a good move, okay? One must imagine Sisyphus happy. Cole, the reason that line is mimetic is because Sisyphus is very much not happy. Like, one would naturally assume that Sisyphus is extremely unhappy because that is the point of being Sisyphus. Sisyphus, drive time radio, bringing that same great classic rock night after night. Very funny, Tommy. Anyways, on to Genshin. His links is a bean. He thought the point of it that he was, I'm going to assume you are being, I assume that you are being sarcastic. But just in case, because I do think not everybody is familiar with the story of Sisyphus, but Sisyphus was a man in ancient Greece. He was the king of some Greek city-state or other, and he was an evil tyrant. And I believe what specifically the crime was, he was doing cannibalism, basically. He was like, or I might be thinking of something else. Anyways, he offended the gods. The gods punished him by killing him and then making him roll a rock up a hill for eternity. If you don't think about it, he's being punished and literally cannot push up the boulder. He's pretty cool. Yeah, I believe what he did was he killed someone. I think he had guests over. He killed someone related to the guest. I think maybe it was a son or something. And then he had them cooked and fed to the guest. And that was very offensive to the Greeks. So yeah, you can imagine he was being punished for eternity. He's pretty cool. Well, Cole, I think the opposite. I think the whole point is that he's, not cool at all. He's evil and a tyrant. And you should not be like kings of Greece should not be like him, I believe, is the moral of the story. Oh, you were being sarcastic? You just didn't know? Yeah, so So saying one must imagine Sisyphus happy is like saying that one must imagine, it's the Christian equivalent of saying that one must imagine the people burning in hell to be happy. Them not being happy is very much the point of not being happy is very much the point of being in hell. When people say go to hell, they're not wishing you the best. They're not saying, oh, I hope you have a nice day. You have a pleasant afterlife. Cooked and there, don't quote me on that. I may be mixing up my Greek mythology stories. So don't quote me on that specifically what he did, but I know he was an evil king. That's the takeaway. All right. Anyways, we got a few housekeeping things to do before we start the Arlecchino story quest today. If they weren't happy, why would they keep doing it? You mean burning in hell? Well, similarly to Sisyphus, Cole, the people burning in hell don't really have a choice. It's not really something they can stop. Alright, right. I think I had to do the event. That should clear 2 of my dailies. I can turn in my dailies. And I'm gonna skip doing domains today. At least with Chlorine coming out, I actually have someone to save/roll for. I'm in a very maintenance mood towards Genshin these days. It just doesn't feel like there's a whole lot for me to do. So I can't even. I'm just kind of like doing domains every other day. Do you want me to use Nuvolit? Well, I can definitely do that. I will definitely use my Nuvolit. Normal attack, charge attack, medium attacks. Hold on, bonus defensive. Okay, so these are kind of just good on everyone. Well, I guess everyone that attacks. Oh, not. Who do I slot in here? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna put in. Oh wait, after current HP increases or decreases. Oh, okay, so that's how they make Nuvolit really good at this. Okay, who do I want to use for the other part? Thinking. Once hitting 3 times in a row in 3 seconds. I think most everybody. We can try it. Actually, I don't think Navi is good at this. For catching. She does a lot of elemental bonus. Oh wait, do you want current HP increases or decreases? Maybe I want to swap Farina into the second team. They can trigger the front one more often. Alternatively, you can run the Nilo team. Where's Nilo? Because, well, definitely just being Nilo there will be a lot of HP in increasing and decreasing. So yeah, I think this will be a good move. We don't want that. I'll add elemental damage bonus. Let's go with this. Let's try this. genuinely do not understand what's with the dev team. Wait, what are you talking about, Tommy? Happens when you're not caught up on the content. I'm not actually caught up on the content, though. That's the thing. I mean, so the overworld exploration part of it was never really the big grabbing thing for me. So I have been like, kind of, I'm pretty far behind with the open world exploration. I haven't I only like explored the new area, or the last new area a little bit, and I have not even touched the actual new area that the added this patch. But, and I also have several story quests. You'll see, I will show you guys. I have several character quests. Although granted, with the character quests, it's just like, I don't really care about these characters. Like, I don't really care much for Riosley. I don't care much for... I do the character quest. I'm caught up with the character quest for the characters that I actually like. The ones I don't really care too much for, I have not touched. Like well, and Arlecchino is one of the ones that I do care about enough to at least want to do. You could take a break for a few months and intentionally fall behind. If you take a break from this game, Cole, well, you'll miss out on the rewards that let you roll when you finally do get back into it. That's why live service games are pretty bad to take a break from. Just in general, not specific to Genshin. Sounds more like a job than a game. Yeah, a little bit. That's how live service games get you. The whole point is they want you to turn playing the game into a habit. That way you keep playing even when you don't feel like it. Why does this guy have a laser beam? Because hydro laser. Did I actually hit them with that? I think I did. Oh! Oh gosh. I did not realize, I did not check the enemy types. I did not realize that we would be fighting hydro enemies in the second half. Oh, this was a poor decision. Where is he? I don't know if you saw it. Yeah, I did see it, Tommy. I just need time to... I am a little occupied at the moment. I will discuss what you said after do this. Well, at least we cleared. We definitely platinumed this in any case. This was definitely not the ideal team for this. Okay, now I was thinking, what if we reverse the teams? But that would be worse, because that would mean Nuvalette would have to fight enemies that are immune to Hydro. That would be very bad. I mean, this score is still good. We might break 1300. I can kill this. Where'd he go? Okay, I'm not breaking 1300. Okay, 20. That's still not bad. Okay. Alright, good enough. Let's see. No new permanent game modes. No half-assed the Subaru part of the new area. Minimal quality of life changes. I mean, I think the quality. They did the whole commission thing. I think that's good enough for as far as quality of life goes. I don't know what else they could do in terms of quality of life. Yeah, you don't seem the type to like open worlds. I like the open worlds in the beginning, but what's the problem is like I feel like as longer Genshin has become, the more and more tedious the open world exploration design has become, because they keep upping the complexity of the various puzzles and other environmental elements to increase the challenge and keep things interesting for people who like that kind of stuff. And as for me, I just find it more tedious and more annoying to get through than anything. But fortunately, you don't really need to do that stuff. There are rewards that you're missing out on by choosing not to, but I can afford to miss out on some primo gems here and there. Lukewarm, I don't really care too much about the anniversary rewards. Like, the only kind of quote unquote anniversary rewards that could like I would actually get excited about was like if he gave you a free 5-star selector from any of the 5 stars. Like limited ones, including recent ones. Like that would be exciting. Anything else is kind of just like, eh. Even if they gave like a standard 5-star selector, I'd be like, eh. Okay, fine. I'll grab another catching or something. Maybe if you did the character quest, you feel more invested? Said Cole, I don't think so.
We've run into a bit of trouble on the home front.
If I'm not interested in the character design, like, it's not like these characters are people you haven't met. Like, you see them in the story, you know them decently well in the personalities, and I'm not the kind of person where you can like, if you tell me about this character's sad backstory, it's gonna change my whole outlook on them. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just like, okay, well, that was good to know. Doesn't really change how I see them though.
You may have noticed Poisson seems a bit more crowded than usual.
Okay, but consider everything Star Rail did for its first anniversary. What did Star Rail do for, like, I know they did like, oh, here's an extra 10 pull, here's big event. They did a better job of hyping it up, but like in terms of the actual rewards, I'm not sure what I remember them doing.
Perhaps I can fill in the gaps.
Aren't we like coming up to the last few areas? There's only 2 more elements to give the protect. Well, there's still Natland, Snezhnaya, so there's still 2 elements, but there's also, Conria is going to be its own region, and maybe Celestia will be a mini region after that. Oh, hello there. Here is the woman of the hour, Father.
On second thought, maybe we don't need to know.
I wasn't originally mad about the first anniversary being a bit weak, but now I am.
Totally weren't trying to pry or anything.
No need to be nervous. I could
Yeah,
sense your
haha, who would do that?
concern
Audire now a little, yeah. Look, the poor little meow meows don't do it for me, okay?
Of course. I can also understand.
Hearing about your trauma does not make me more sympathetic to you.
It's only natural that some might.
It's it's who you are now that defines you as a person, in my opinion. Like, what happened in your past made you who you are today, but who you are today is what matters. The past is in the past.
I'm well aware you've had your fair share of.
The board game event, extra polls, triple relics for a whole week.
Can't exactly guarantee that.
Oh yeah, the triple relics thing is very... Okay, I will say, Genshin could take a star page from Star Rails. Do like these double relic events. Genshin will do the double leyline events, but like, I do not give a shit about the ley lines at this point in Genshin. I have more Mora and more of the XP cards than I will ever need to spend because the rate at which I have been rolling for new characters has dropped. And so I don't need those. Give me double relics. I want double relics. Double talent books are okay. I'm okay. Those are okay, but give me double relics. What everyone wants. When you're done farming for everything else in this game, you are still farming relics.
It hardly relates.
That's how they designed it. They know this.
To be frank,
They intentionally designed it so that the relics,
around the House of the Heart.
it's artifacts in this game, so that the artifact grinding never ends in this game.
What sort of rumor?
A rumor that a certain phantom child is hiding away in the House of the Heart.
Oh, by the way, how's the audio? It's a little quiet for me, but it's fine for you guys. I will leave it where it is. I feel like giving chills already. Some sort of ghost story, maybe?
Child? Ooh, just hearing the name is giving Paimon the creeps.
The board game event is good. That is a good celebration thing.
Should have long seen
That is a good point, Tommy.
lurking in the shadows of the House of the Heart.
You saw that allegedly Star Rail is going to get one of them pick between one of these 4 stars. I think that already happened.
So I decided to bring the children to Poisson
But,
before
like,
continuing to investigate.
Genshin does like free 4-star events all the time, so I don't think
Quickly.
that's too meaningful.
It's just a matter of resolving.
So this girl's design just screams evil.
It shouldn't be much trouble at all.
I mean, she's not a good person. Nobody in the Futui is like a genuinely just a good person, except maybe the captain based on what has been said.
Welcome some visitors.
But like the Fatui are generally speaking antagonists. Right now we are at peace with Arlecchino, but like yeah, she's not supposed to be a good person.
Lenny, I'll leave you to entertain our guests.
It's a
I have some matters to attend.
okay. It's I will turn it up a bit. You know, I guarantee the reason why it's this quiet is because of Tommy. It's definitely because Tommy said something at some point and I turned it down because Tommy wants everything quiet. I couldn't help but feel intimidated during that conversation with the knave. Now that she's gone, it feels like I can finally breathe again. She also suggested that we stick around for a few days, but why?
It's long been a dream of mine to invite you to our home and introduce you to my other siblings.
I mean, she struck down a child trafficker. She's not all bad. But also consider Tommy, like, yes, she rescues orphans and adopts them, but then she also, you know, trains them to be her servants and soldiers in her war against God.
Already. A lot of people have been talking about you, especially after everything with the prophet.
Tommy has soft ears. Yes, he does.
If you're willing, why don't you stay a while and have a little chat?
It is remarkable that Tommy manages to be audible on stream because, my God, he is not audible in Discord most of the time.
We don't have anything else to do right now anyway. But let's be clear, we're just gonna be.
Wait, did you miss it? I don't think you missed it, Cass. I think it's still ongoing. But,
Lots of yummy food, right?
you might not have... Wait, didn't you say you got links
Of course.
from that event?
During our stay some fishing. We bring in quite the bounty every day. In fact, today's
Take the drinks from the monster and progress to... Oh, that one. That was the drinks one. Okay,
I'll
yeah.
take you to where we're staying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the drinks one is still ongoing, but you do not... I don't think you have a lot of time left. Also, what's this talk about Batman and a JRPG character? Let me turn up the audio. Turn it up to 6. Let's look at the default. Be a house guest. Oh, about the orphan thing. I mean, but Batman is also, like, not really a good person. Batman is a really messed up person who has good intentions. But, like, the reason why Batman doesn't kill, right, is because he knows he's not a good person. Or that if he ever allowed himself to kill, he would never stop killing. He'd just go on a genocidal killing spree if he ever started killing. So that's why he isn't allowed, he doesn't allow himself to break his no-kill rule. Where am I supposed to go? Down here? Oh, here we are.
We rented this house from one of the locals to use as a temporary base. I'll come back later and tidy up a bit. After that, it should
Conversely,
be all ready for you
Audire
to
always
stay.
has everything allowed. Homie, I just leave things at the defaults. Okay? When you say it's loud, that's just usually just the default settings. It's not like I'm going into the settings and turning everything up. I just left them at what they were by default. And you say loud, we say no, and that's my point. This is the default setting. This is what the game developers decided that, oh yeah, this is what we intended the audio to be.
Well, when I happen to run into you,
This is what most people will probably, this is probably what most people will be comfortable with on most systems.
with this
That's the
many
point of the
people staying
default.
in
You just have very
you have to bring
sensitive
in outside
ears, Tommy,
supplies every now and
just
then.
like every other part of you.
Should probably make sure the rest of these provisions get delivered.
Okay, we'll come with.
Games almost always start at max everything. Not almost always.
There are all sorts
Sometimes,
of rumors
yes.
about your organization floating around out there. Paimon's not sure if she could even take a wild guess as to what's true and what's not.
You don't see anything about getting a 4-star from it?
Like,
If you go into the event page, I think it's somewhere in the bottom.
We can take a good look at how you operate.
Well, you're more than welcome to come along. Just
You
follow
just
me.
be. Oh, you may also. Yeah, you may need to progress further in the story. I don't remember when. It's when you meet. When you have to meet Gallagher, and he takes you to the bar. So you haven't been to the bar yet. You do need to progress further in the story.
Linny, we're finally here. The supplies. I'm
But
assuming
yeah, I streamed that event
Brought them with me.
like a couple weeks ago. So
Hello? Something?
it's the Traveler in Paimon.
No.
Who is this lady who won the cat siblings commit espionage? Yes, that's her.
Come here, everyone. Hurry.
She's their father,
Paimon are here.
with father in quotes.
One at a time, please. Don't crowd around them all at once. We don't want to scare off our guests now, do we?
Oh, it's all right. Gotta say, Paimon didn't realize we were this famous.
Of course! Father and Linny have told us so much about you.
Father told us about how you helped Linny.
I
According to
mean,
her,
we're
you're
still
a
trying to
trustworthy
figure out
friend. As far as
what
she's
they're up
concerned,
to
that's pretty
here,
much the highest
aren't
compliment we've ever
aren't
I
we?
heard the Traveler is
'Cause
so
you-
strong that she can move a mountain with
Yeah,
her bare hands.
because like I can believe that Arlecchino is, generally trying to help people, but
At Hotel Tabor in just 3 days.
she's also up to something else. Because that's just how the Futui are.
Paimon? Oh, not cool at all.
Oh, wait.
Mine's also a bit of a
Yes, Visit,
stretch.
You're supposed to give them gifts and stuff, right?
Oh, we don't need something like that. Besides, I can give you some of my new potions.
Potions?
Just pick your poison. And by that, I mean medicine or
Sure, I'll take some poison.
Or maybe Shaplo can teach you guys about stealth.
Do you think Paimon can be poisoned? Does she
That's
have
not
enough
a bad idea.
human
I
biology
usually prefer to
to
fight
be
head-on,
poisoned?
but it never hurts to expand your bag of tricks, right? When it comes to eliminating your enemies, staying quiet can go a long.
Why father? Did she? I don't know why she's father.
With the after effects.
Maybe we'll find out.
wait, when you said gifts, Paimon didn't think you meant poison and stealth tactics.
But those are the
All
best
right,
things
they are children. They are children of the House of the Hearth, so of course they're mostly
about this. Tell me the
assassination training and espionage is all they know.
All right, full
Yes, this is just showing you what kind of
suggestions for now. When it
what-
comes to
what
being
kind of,
host, it's the thought that counts.
orphanage Arlecchino runs.
You don't need a physical gift to make our guests happy. In fact,
You know, she's
asking
still
them a
better than
suggestion
Cocolia.
after suggestion might make them more annoyed than anything.
So out of the other Hoyoverse, out of all the Hoyoverse orphanage
awesome.
runners,
It's been so long.
I think Arlecchino's still better than Cocolia.
If there's anything you need, just let us know.
Yeah, especially if
Has she ever gotten a tummy ache?
I've got all sorts of potions.
I think she's complained about eating too much and feeling stuffed.
Well, we'll talk to you all.
I don't think she's ever had like food poisoning, canonically.
All right, see you later.
What about the Honkai third? That's Cocolia, Tommy. Cocolia in Honkai Star Rail doesn't actually run the orphanage. We don't know who ran the orphanage. But Cocolia in Honkai Impact 3rd ran the orphanage
Scared you, did it?
that Branya, Seal, and some other people that
When
you guys
Fultz
don't
was
know
really young,
grew up in.
He strangled all of his family pets, just out of curiosity. He was labeled a dangerous problem child.
Oh, you thought it was
abandoned
Natasha?
by his family.
Oh, Natasha also runs an orphanage. But she
Elwar
actually,
has
she
an unnatural obsession
does.
with potions.
I guess she's closer to Arlecchino. But she's better than Arlecchino. Like she tries to run an orphanage and generally like tries to keep the children safe, but it's not the best situation because it's not like a formal orphanage because, well, for one thing, they're living in like the ruins of a city instead of, anywhere where people live properly.
I know you
And she can't actually be around all the time. So it's less of an orphanage
Things
and more
stealth
just like
tactics and developing different poisons. They really mean a lot.
a
to them.
cluster of
Trying to share the best of
children that she visits regularly. Oh, bye, Cass. Oh, wait, you're not leaving, you're just lurking. That's fine. You guys made me think he was leaving. Also, if you got a character to recommend, you can just grab. I think if you don't have Pella is very good. I think Pella is the best 4-star overall. Other than that, Tingyun, again, if you don't have her, is also very good.
And who
And I think those are probably the best 4 stars.
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, you're the famous duo I've been hearing so much about. It's nice
Yeah,
to
I almost forgot Natasha in Honkai Impact also ran an orphanage. But she's actually like a good person. She's just very busy, doing mercenary / assassination work all the time.
You must be
You can't really be
familiar with
around.
Fontaine by now, then.
It doesn't really have the resources to run a proper orphanage.
I think it
Oh, this is the first we've heard of
But Cocolia is the one that she
seems like it's going to be fantastic.
does experiments
From
on her children,
posters anyway.
some of which
You should
kill
definitely
them.
And there's the blind maiden too. That one is
Oh, yeah,
supposed to have
Coco-
audience interaction.
Speaking of which,
Seems pretty interesting.
Cocolia's kind of disappeared from the Honkai Impact storyline. I think like Branya met her at one point,
After this mission is
or
over,
the like
I'll go get
she
a
had
bite.
she did like a I don't forgive you for what you did, but kind of
maybe I should
thing.
dye my
And then
hair.
Kokole just disappeared. She hasn't been seen again. It's still alive, presumably. Don't really know what she's up to.
Easier to
She's
get
not
along with
relevant
than
anymore.
others. Looks like the House of the Hearth has some normal members after all.
I heard that.
Dang, so even their orphanage caregiver abandoned them? Oh, actually, I think she did one thing. Like, she managed to use her influence in the organization that she was, because the group that Natasha was in Honkai Impact was kind of bringing about the end of the world. So she did manage to use her standing within the organization to
Foaming at the mouth right now.
get it to
I'm sure they
relocate
just can't
her
wait
children to
get
the
back
moon,
Shania to carry out
where
the
they
plan.
could avoid
That's enough, filial.
the infinite Tsukiyumi.
Don't talk about family members behind their back, right? Whatever.
If anyone, I don't know if anyone understands the Naruto reference, but if you do, more or less describes what they were up to. Oh, that's another thing, Star Rail dub is from. Wait, what's wrong with this dub?
Supplies.
Besides
Probably
Paimon.
back as well.
Paimon hasn't even been talking that much, Tommy.
Well, they didn't seem too happy with each other. Seems like there could be something more going on here. You're right.
In general, though,
Winnie's
I think the voices in general are fine, though. I mean, other than... Actually, I don't even find Paimon as annoying as she used to be. I feel like Paimon's voice is tolerable these days.
So,
It's weird to remember they read the entire Naruto manga sometimes. I mean, it was like the big thing when you were growing up.
So if
probably.
there's one thing we've got, it's
That
people
was
who
like
aren't afraid to
the
speak their
peak.
mind.
Like, I think probably around the time you were growing up was about when Naruto
Wanna
was
join?
hitting its climax. I assume by like towards the end of your high school years.
Of course!
Then let's head out.
I guess if your main's English delivery didn't suck, you'd be...
What are you...
What, you didn't read it when you were growing up? Okay, fair enough.
You again!
I guess if your main's English delivery didn't suck... What, is
We were just
he's
going to
not
make some food.
enough of a shitty brat?
I could use some help in the kitchen, and I seem to remember you mentioning you wanted to make seafood soup for the traveler in Paimon.
Ew, seafood soup.
Oh, Paimon's drooling already.
Were you looking for something just now, Fremine? Maybe
Actually, I think Paimon's voice isn't as high-pitched as it used to be.
Nothing. I just wanted to see if there were any extra supplies.
Yeah, we've got some left over. What do you need?
Some food and water.
No, he just sounds like a little twerp. That's because he is.
Possible.
He's literally just an edgy little twerp.
What? Wait a minute.
You call him a devious bastard. What has he done that's actually devious?
We're just going to come...
What has he done that's actually... Like, Scaramouche is not a devious character. He is very straightforward. He is the run into your enemies and beat them up. I think the most devious thing Scaramouche ever did was, like,
Hungry at night.
try to act nice at first to the traveler.
Growing.
That's the most devious thing he's ever done.
Fremine, you remember what I told you? You're not like me. Your lying skills still need some work.
Lenny just casually admitting in front of the traveler he's really good at lying. You know, so how can you trust anything he says?
Is it really bad enough that you have to keep it from your own brother?
Maybe it'll be better if we gave them some space.
How can we trust the Linny?
This is the first time I've seen that kind of look on your face. Whatever happened,
Maybe the one doesn't. Yeah.
something to do with father.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think what you mean is English Wanderer doesn't sound evil enough, or doesn't sound psychotic enough. According to Tommy, you can trust him because he's a. Look, Tommy. If you trust people just because they're hot, you're going to end up in many, many painful relationships.
Oh, and you've brought some friends with you this time.
Hello, my name's Linny. I grew up in the House of the Hearth. And you are?
Hi, Linny. I'm also a child of the House of the Hearth, just like you.
You don't trust Linny because he's hot. You trust him because you don't see why he shouldn't. You should always be the fact that he's a good liar should mean you be very careful. If you cannot tell when someone is lying or not, you should. You don't necessarily have to distrust them, but you should take everything with a grain of salt.
No, not at all. That's not a name we have on our roster, I'm sure of it. What I'm not sure of, though, is how she managed
If you can't tell when someone's lying, then they could be lying to you at any
child
point.
Father's been searching for. From the looks of it, I'm guessing you were the one that found her, Fremine.
Like he's basically admitting that his entire persona, as you know him, could be made up. He's good enough to do that.
Told anyone.
But so that means it's like you don't know what the real Linny's like.
For how long?
No, you don't know for sure, anyways.
About
If you think he's really good at, but that's my point, Tommy. He literally just emphasized how good of an actor he
We
is.
got to Poisson then. Do you have any idea what you're doing?
I know what I'm doing.
Really? Because from where I'm standing, it looks like you're hiding the very person Father has been trying to find. If Father finds out about this, everyone involved is going to be punished. You know the rules of the house, Fremine. I know you do. Father doesn't tolerate any form of betrayal.
So why is she being
this?
hidden? That's the
Thought
question.
it through. And I just can't hand her over like that. Linny, don't you remember last year? Sheplo nearly died after getting poisoned during that one mission.
Okay, so okay, so Arakino does send her kids out to die sometimes, which is not a surprise.
I heard a voice telling me to go save him. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't find the
But
source
what?
of the
Fremine
voice.
hears voices?
I thought maybe I was just hearing things,
That's new.
but I went to look for him anyway. That feeling of being haunted, of hearing voices. It's happened many times.
What
in
is
the
she
House of
doing?
Hearth.
She's just staring at the lamp.
What you're saying is, that was her? She was the one
Wait,
who
what?
spoke to you?
Unless there are other spirits roaming around the House of the Hearth. I
Wait,
don't
she's a
think there's
spirit?
any other possibility. If Clairvy were our enemy, it wouldn't matter whether she was a spirit or an actual child. I would have acted without a second thought, because that's what Father ordered us to do. But she's been living with us, helping us from the shadows all this time.
She's a
I
ghost?
think that makes her family.
What?
I couldn't just hand her over to be dealt with. Not when there's so much we still don't know.
So what's your plan then?
There's kind of been like echoes in Inazuma, like echoes of the past. But just outright ghosts?
I haven't thought that far yet. I don't want to
Come with me. There are a couple things I'd like to say to you in
But
private.
if she is a ghost, what's Arlecchino gonna do to her? Is she corporeal? Can we punch her? Can we pick her up? Can her bones be broken?
Well, they got a funny way of showing it. From where Paimon was
At the very least, I doubt Fremine. Yeah, Fremine is fine, probably.
They have a really deep bond. I could tell, I just don't know how long.
Well, she also has a unique model, so she's clearly going to be significant.
Runs deeper than you can imagine. No one can get out alive.
I'm sorry, Lenny. I really didn't mean to drag anyone else into this.
Oh, really? You didn't mean to? 'Cause I, for one, wish you did.
Huh?
You know, when we were younger, you didn't call me Linny. You called me brother, just like Lynette.
Isn't there an entire character whose whole thing is ghost? Yeah, I mean, her thing is ghost, but like, the ghosts don't just hang around like this.
We grew up together, the three of us.
Like, they're not.
We were all orphans, all rescued
Like,
by
she has a little ghost that hangs around it, but the ghost doesn't look like a
House of the
person.
Heart, I think our bond was the closest.
It's much more, you know, ghost-like, and not just, doesn't just look like a normal person. Like, this lady is very solid for a Genshin ghost.
The darkest and most difficult moments of my life happened before you and I had ever met. I'm sure that's true for you as well. Even
Like I said, there's been like the ghosts in Genshin have existed, but like there's normally something like ghostly about them. Like, you know, they're like not fully aware of where they are or what's happening in the modern day, or they're like kind of see-through, or like Hu Tao's case, they just look like a little cartoon ghost. But they haven't just been like people you can talk to like a normal person. That's new.
Oh, it's raining. I should put my clothes away.
What do you mean your clothes? Are you a ghost or not? Oh, and she's just... It was just... I don't know... Okay, so I don't know... I don't know if her disappearing and reappearing right there is supposed to be her ghost powers, or it's just the game, because NPCs also just do this. Okay, I think it's supposed to be her ghost powers, though. Will the food actually disappear? Is there an... No, I think that's it. Do our souls have ghosts all be nude? We can't have that. That would make the game R-rated.
Hey, you two! Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Like a fight, or... Oh, wait a minute, Fremine. You're not crying, are you? Is everything alright?
Everything's fine. Thanks for asking.
Well, we're all friends here, right? We've been through so much together, so if there's anything we can do to help, just say the word.
It's just a small family.
I mean, your ghost should look like you when you died, right? So if you died with clothes on, then the ghost should just have your clothes on.
Families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate. That's what you're trying to...
So who's Cheese Boy? Cheese Boy? Huh?
I was really hoping to keep you out of it.
Me too.
The ghosts are manifestations of our souls, right? I mean, ghosts can be whatever you want them to. Ghosts aren't real.
Finding out where she came from and what she's doing here. Then we can send her on her merry way and pretend like none of this ever happened.
I mean, I think different settings have different interpretations of what ghosts are.
And nothing. I tried taking her somewhere really
From,
far
who's
away.
from age?
She even came with us all the way to Poisson. It seems like wherever the house is, she follows.
I don't know much about...
But again, like, what is Arlecchino gonna do to her? What can she do to the ghost? Arlecchino is not a ghost specialist.
Spirits' last wish before they died, they'll let go of whatever is keeping them here, and... Oh, it's just that Paimon doesn't really remember where she heard that, so...
We literally know a ghost expert, Paimon. Let's just go to Leeway and ask Hu Tao.
We should go ask her about her wish.
What is it?
I need you to promise me that this will stay between
We've met a ghost expert not that long ago. We were just in Leeway.
Can you do that for me?
Of course.
All right.
We
Let's see if
spoke to
promise just like when we
Hu
were
Tao.
kids. Fist bump on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I swear.
For a minute? Huh? Oh, hello, Linny. Or not Lynette. Where'd you come from?
Whoa!
Lynette!
But what a surprise! What brings you here, dear sister?
Oh my gosh. She is not having it.
When
She is not.
exactly
She
did
is
you
having none of this. She just like me for real.
You're an idiot, brother.
She is just like me for real.
And you too, Fremine.
You go, girl.
You 3
Intimidate the
travelers, and you
boys.
4 Paimon.
Wait, what did we do?
I've seen Clairvy around the House of the Hearth before. I hadn't seen her in Poisson, so I figured she must not have come with us. But it turns out you were just hiding her. I heard you talking about your.
Have they ever used the map warping in the story?
Clear of the situation.
They have not. I don't think that part's canon.
If you
It's a
don't
real
agree,
head
I have
scratcher.
no choice but to report everything back to Father. Simple as that.
You're not giving us much wiggle room here, Lynette. Well, I guess we're
I
all in
don't
this
intend
together,
to.
then. There's no time to
She
lose.
is just like me for real.
Let's go.
She's very straight and to the point. And leaves no room for negotiation. She knows what she wants and she gets it. I can respect that in a woman.
I'm full. Thank you for bringing me this food, you guys. She said she's full, but the food doesn't look like it's even been touched.
Well, she's a spirit. She can't actually
That's
eat.
right. Based on what I've been able to observe, it doesn't seem like Clairvy can interact with the physical
Again,
world
okay,
at all.
so she can't interact. So, what are we scared of Arlecchino doing to her?
Still, when she's presented with food, she'll always linger around it for a good little while. Maybe, in her mind, she really is eating those things.
Does she know that she has already passed away?
I've tried to ask her, but she didn't answer. My guess is that she's just as confused as we are. Or
You know how to back them into the corner. That's
maybe she could
a skill
understand the
you need to
question at all.
learn for life.
If you've got some
Know
time,
how to back
I'd like to ask you
when
a
you
few questions.
when you want something from a person, gotta know how to back them into a corner and get what you want.
Oh, another new friend. Hi, I'm Clairvy.
Hello. Clairvy, how did you join the House of the Hearth?
Hello.
Huh? Isn't it the same for everybody? The knave brings you here and then you can't leave.
It's just that your name, it's not on the roster. And I've never seen it before.
The
A,
roster?
s- a hidden
I
one.
get it now. I think there might be some things you don't know
Does
about
Arlecchino
this
like
place.
strike names from the roster when they
People in
do
charge.
something?
They're not as nice as they look. They say they keep a roster, but it's not complete. There are a
Okay.
lot of
Hidden
people who
children.
aren't on it.
Arlecchino gets around, has some kids that nobody knows about.
In this house, some people are family and other people are just test subjects. Those kinds of people aren't ever going to get a place on the roster.
So
unless
Clairvy is a
it's
test
roster
subject.
of people who've been executed.
I see.
Does that mean the knave? She.
Oh my gosh, Arlecchino may have more in common with Cocolia than I
Is there
thought.
anyone that can vouch for you?
Perry. She's my best friend. She's the only one I trust in this
Who's,
place.
is there another ghost?
Have either of you heard of that name before?
No.
Me neither.
Clairvy, Perry. Neither of those names are on the roster, but it seems like she's telling the truth. Either that, or this kid's already got a bag of tricks bigger than mine. Maybe we should try a different
I mean, she is a
approach.
member of the House of the Hearth.
Clairvy,
She's probably been trained to lie. you know, I mean, I don't know why a ghost would lie, though.
It can be anything you want.
But I assume she's...
Just imagine.
And, you know,
It's
what
your
she's been
birthday,
telling
you're
us
blowing
fits
out the
perfectly with
candles,
what
and
we
your
know about
wish is...
the Fatui Arlecchino in the House of the Hearth. Okay, so even though she doesn't look like a ghost at all, she at least like, behaves a little
The sun can find me.
ghost-like.
That's it? Well, that sounds easy enough.
No, it's not. Remember, she goes wherever the House of the Hearth goes, so you would have to convince Arlecchino to move the House of the Hearth outside.
Darkness in the house runs deeper than you can imagine.
And she can't leave the house because she's a ghost. So it's not that easy.
Okay.
So basically what she's saying, like, she wants to leave the House of the Hearth.
I'll try and find a way
But
to
also, like,
basic illusory magic
it's
to
I find it kind of silly how the making is such a big deal about that line because, of course, the orphanage that is actually a front for assassins and spies has darkness in it. Like, yeah, really? You needed to
Lynette,
spell this out to
find the
us?
list of executions
We couldn't
that
just
Claire
guess
was
it?
talking about, and see if her name is on it.
From the, like, we already in the main storyline, Lynette, or
Stay
Linny
in Poisson.
already
We can't
almost
be the only
died
ones who've had run-ins with Clairvy. I
from
need you to collect
doing his
detail on
espionage
everything she
stuff.
said.
Understood.
Yeah, what a twist. Who
Try my
could have
best.
guessed?
What about us? What
It's
should
like, oh no, is Arlecchino not as nice as she appears?
I really appreciate your willingness to help.
Well, that's a really low
This is a
bar.
family matter. I don't want to drag you in too deep.
The woman who dresses in black and red
Since Father considers you to be guests,
and has red X's in her
by
eyes,
her side for a little
she's
while.
not actually a
You
good
don't need to do
person.
anything except
She actually been
Paimon gets it.
treating some of her children badly. Who
I'll
could
give
have
you my
guessed?
word. If Father suspects something, all you need to do is release it when she's not looking, and it'll alert me that something's wrong.
This is not the best method of communication. This is not what I would have come up with, Lenny.
Of course,
I'll
that's
just
only as
release a
last
bird.
resort.
I'll just gonna keep a bird in my pocket
There's no need to make
and release it when Oh my gosh.
Happens and we're discovered.
I hope it's I mean, I assume it's used in magic tricks, so I assume it's a very well-trained bird.
Father should be at the beach near.
Not gonna wiggle around in my pocket and, like, have Arlecchino notice.
This goes well. No, it has to.
Oh
go
my
well.
gosh.
That's the.
It'd be funny if it turned. You know, I can almost see that the twist here is just going to be, oh hey, Arlecchino knew about this the whole time. Everything went according to her plan. I can already see that now. That's gonna be the reveal at the end. Oh, go to the seaside. Okay. Teleport. All right. Yeah, there has been a distinct lack of Arlecchino so far in this Arlecchino story quest. Crazy how many people ship her with Farina. Look, shippers are not right in the head, right? Shippers have something. Most shippers just clearly have something deeply wrong with them. Like they weren't loved enough as a child or something. Oh, hey, it's child.
It's the
Guess who's out of jail?
child. Hey, aren't you supposed to be in Snezhnaya?
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I forgot. He got he got thrown into a portal. He got yeeted like a bowling ball by Skirk. I forgot. I almost forgot.
Oh, it's you two. I didn't expect to run into
It's already
you.
back here.
I was unconscious for quite a while after the fight in the Primordial Sea. After I woke up, I realized I was being taken back to Snezhnaya, and well, I couldn't have that now, could I? Not when I've still got unfinished business here in Fontaine. So, I mustered up all my
What
strength
unfinished
to turn
business
back
do you
on my
have,
own.
child? Oh, wait. Right, he still wanted to fight
What
Clorind.
unfinished business are we talking here?
It has to do with Skirk, my master.
Oh, no, nothing to do with
Meet
that.
up with her, but by the time I got back, she had already left.
Well, you did meet up with her, technically. You were just
I
unconscious.
still have so many questions for her. Without any other leads, all I could do was ask the knave to help me track her down. She must have left behind some traces from her time in Fontaine.
Wait, Skirk was... I mean, Skirk wasn't really in Fontaine. She was in the Primordial Sea, which is like in another dimension.
Oh, okay. So, have you
So-
found any clues?
I don't know what clues you're going to find.
While the House of the Hearth is adept at collecting all manner of intelligence, certain existences
Yeah, that's kind of what... She was never actually here, and I don't think like the House of the Hearth knows how to enter the Primordial Sea. That seems like a power only Nouvellette has.
Unless Master feels there's a need to meet with me, she's not
He
going to...
mustered up, is he a hot dog? Very funny, Tommy.
But that problem has an easy fix. I just need to become stronger, and then...
Paimon thinks you should focus on getting better first.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe shippers were all just, not loved enough, and so they project love onto
The worst of it is
fictional
all-
characters, and that's their coping
It's all
mechanism.
thanks to that one kid from the House of the Hearth. Elwar, I think her name was. She gave me a bunch of random potions to drink. They didn't go down easy.
The poisons?
Pain and that's
The
good.
poisons?
Looks like I really do have to head back this time.
Child just chugged a bunch of
Putting
poison,
the pressure on me.
and that
They sent
was
someone to tell me I
okay.
needed for some sort of project.
Project Stuja?
Yeah, that's the one. I heard Regrador's involved too.
Who's
Not looking
Regrader?
forward to having to listen to all his monologuing, that's for sure.
Oh no. What are the Fatui up to now?
Fighting skills would be far
And who's
more
which foot harbinger is
That would be even
Regrader?
better. I've been
And what a sweet little daydream that is. But I also have a role to play in all this. I'll be leaving Fontaine shortly as well. Besides,
Wow,
it's
not
very
holding back.
helpful they see fit
This
to
is
step
sweet little
outside the
daydream.
homeland, being called on to return to Snezhnaya by such illustrious dignitaries. What a great honor. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, Arlecchino does not like that. Arlecchino doesn't like her job.
one I could do without, I'd say.
Is it just Paimon? Or does it kind of seem like they're...
Just casually trash talking their colleagues
So,
behind their
dear
backs.
guests of the House of the
Are you
Hearth,
surprised that the evil organization doesn't all get along with each other?
well, we just...
You still remember that cutscene with the whale and be like, hey, why do I hear Child's like, yeah, exact. I remember I remember you asking that, and then I just said like, just wait a moment, Tommy. And like right as I finished.
We're super close to Linny and the others, but we still don't know much about you.
Is that so? Introductions have already been made, have they not?
Oh my god, Paimon, are you actually stupid enough to try and cozy up to this woman?
Oh, well, you see, there's only so much you can learn about someone from a short introduction.
Oh, she's just asking the question. She's just straight up asking it.
Like, why do you call yourself father?
You must have missed. No, it was not a stream.
Good question. I'd also like to know.
Tommy was just screen sharing in a voice chat.
The fact that you have to ask tells me our intelligence work has been quite successful. Telling you the answer to that question would only serve to undermine that success. And we can't have that. Now can we?
What did you think it was?
Spoken like a true diplomat. That was some expert sidestepping right there.
Well, if there's nothing else, I think I'll take my leave. I still have a small matter to resolve at home.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot would you say Arlecchino is?
Wait, don't go!
Say a 7? If she wore a skirt, she could be an 8 easily. Traveler, please try not to be so obvious. About the House of the Hearth, what does the organization mean to you?
I'd also like to hear the answer to this.
You're still bitter how you decided to stop streaming this. You could go watch someone else, Cole.
I've met some of the members of your
You
organization.
don't
They
have
all
to
seem
watch
quite
my
nice.
playthrough.
They actually reminded me of Tonya and Tusser. Which, by the way, if you ever betray them, I'm just letting you know, I won't let you off easy.
And why would I betray them?
Well, you've already betrayed the House of the Hearth once, haven't you? At least, that's what I heard.
Oh, ooh, child dropping the lore.
Okay, I admit.
Head
That's
scratch.
just what the old man told me. The rooster, I mean.
Wait, his name is the Rooster? I feel like I knew that at some point, but I must have forgot. That's worse than being called child.
Wait.
Do you think she's wearing contacts? No.
Something bad to those kids?
I think her eyes are just like that. She's cursed. By the way, her hands, those aren't gloves. That's just what her hands are like. She's got like some kind of
Curious as to
corruption
what Mighty
going on.
Rooster had to say. Care to enlighten me?
Ah, well, nothing much. Just some stuff about you taking out many other members of the House of the Hearth, and even going so far to attack your own family. Oh, based on your reaction, I'm guessing it's all a bunch of lies.
Hardly. I don't appreciate his particular turns of phrase, but I suppose he didn't say anything untrue. Although it would be more accurate.
I assume
to
she
say
had a
that
good
there is
reason.
certain level of prejudice involved, but I don't intend to clear that up just yet. Prejudice has a funny way of concealing the real truth.
I'll also say, Tommy,
An attribute
I
that
don't go for the villain aesthetic, generally
Call
speaking.
yourself a Fontanian, for example, and people will assume all sorts of things. When the real
I like it when girls
is
look
that
nice
this is simply the
and
land
pleasant
where
to
I
be
was
around.
raised.
Huh? You're not actually from Fontaine? But then why did you try to help out with the prophecy and everything?
I was trying to protect the children born in Fontaine. Claiming that I myself was a Fontanian simply made it easier to
Oh,
help
of
me.
course she lied about
I
that.
suspect a fellow Fontanian of having any ulterior
Native
motives.
Schneznayan.
Who wouldn't want to save their homeland after all? The primordial sea wouldn't have any effect on me, but it would have caused great harm to the House of the Hearth. Well, you wanted extra information, didn't you? There you go. I hope that satisfied your curiosity.
Well, Tommy, do you trust Arlecchino?
So, you stayed in Fontaine for the kids. I guess I was wrong to believe you'd betray them. Apologies. Looks like I was holding on to some prejudices myself.
Good. Like I said, I like it when others have misconceptions of me.
Actually, while I was
I mean,
recuperating at the House of the Hearth,
Probably
there
got
was
plenty
something else that really
of
caught my attention.
If you like it, you're pretty good at generating misconceptions.
I heard that members always resolve disputes and arguments with a friendly spar, and the loser has to back down. Seems pretty cool if you ask me. Would also give them plenty of opportunities to hone their skills.
I'm gonna be real with you guys, that's a really terrible way to resolve
Well,
arguments.
that's only a recent development. In the past, such spars weren't nearly so friendly. The losing party would lose everything, including their life.
They were that high stakes? Whew, at least that's
Damn.
not anymore.
Imagine beefing that hard with one of your siblings.
Well, the current atmosphere
They
is
just
not
straight up
happy.
murder them.
I'm a bit jealous, actually. You've got so many family members around you, and you even get to live with them.
Having a lot of family around means dealing with a
What do you mean,
considerable amount
might
of
makes
bickering
right?
and scheming. Once Tonya and Tusser
Might
enter their
makes
rebellion,
right?
I'm sure you'll
Or
understand.
might? How should I say this? No. Right makes right.
Just imagine.
Might just makes it so no one can argue against you.
Strands from the rooster's mustache, or Tonya decides to dye her hair 42 different colors.
I feel like I know someone like this. Someone like Tonya.
I get the picture.
Yes, some girls are Really obsessed with hair dye. He did the face.
Well, would you look at the
Well,
time?
we
I
didn't
should
get
probably
the
go.
fish
That's right,
islands on
Paimon.
that one.
I'm not sure where our paths will cross next, but the next time we run into each other, we should definitely try and find some time to spar.
Again,
That's the question, though. Is Arlecchino...
conversation we can have when you
So, is Arlecchino the first knave? Or did she inherit the House of the Hearth?
All
Or
right. Well, thanks for everything.
did she take it over from someone else? Or is she actually the
You
founder?
also played a part in
And she's
obtaining
always been the
roses.
father?
I would say we can call ourselves even.
I like the sound of that. Well, I'm off. See you all some other time.
You haven't tried diet, you're afraid of complications? I mean, the main complication, Tommy, is that you're gonna get the dye on other things, and then you end up coloring yourself
You want me to?
bright pink or something. Like what happened to Rushi.
I'm rather enjoying the evening breeze. If you don't mind, I think I'll stick around for a bit. I have some things to think about. Apologies for not attending to you like a proper
Hair
host.
falling out, being
Please
miscolored,
forgive
bleached.
my slight.
I mean, okay, so being miscolored and bleached is obviously a product of a bad dye job. You'd have to mess up pretty badly to make your hair fall out, though.
You don't think she suspected anything, do you? Oh, I wonder.
Paimon, there is zero chance we fooled her, especially with the way you're talking behind her back right now. I have zero faith in the ability of Traveler and Paimon to actually deceive Arlecchino. She is the spy. Her secrets have secrets. There's no way she did not sense that we were up to something. Oh, I rather enjoy the evening breeze. Tommy, do you really think she means that? You really think she doesn't stop just saying that to make us go back to these three? The boarding school? That one cult boarding school
Well,
where they would
long
take
story
misbehaving
short,
disobedient
we
boys
ran
and have the
into
role
a
model boys
small issue.
keep the help and couldn't
Clearly
move anymore?
can't go into this.
What boarding school is this?
Everything was fine at first. She followed me up to the surface just like I told her.
And she stepped out into the sun and
But as I led
disappeared.
her out of the shadows and into the sunlight, she vanished. I turned around and there she was, standing at the edge of the shadows, silently watching me.
Huh. Maybe she's afraid of sunlight, or... No, it wouldn't be
She
a wish.
can't. She's psychologically incapable. She's allergic. That's what it is. She's allergic to sunlight.
Well, we could always try pushing her into it.
Not true. Yeah, how do you plan on doing that?
I've pretty much tried it
We'll
all.
just toss a lasso.
Eventually, the sun went down, so all I... How did it go with you, Lynette?
Good. I've got the list. It's right here.
Really? Well, what do we wait? Oh,
Just
that's a
confirmed
lot
shadow
of
demon.
pages. Oh, it's gonna take forever to get through it all.
We can each take a section.
Even it was a behavioral camper. Wait, is this? Are you talking about a real thing, or like something from a manga? From what you saw, she wasn't the founder. She took over the house for the last person. That makes sense. The Fatui, they're all titles.
Oh, yikes. That our rare
I've met him before. The scar is from an injury he received.
Did he...
Well, I asked if there was someone he was interested in. It was only later that I learned he really did have someone he liked. He risked everything to escape so he could be with her, but
Wait, so that means...
it may seem cruel, but its betrayal is not to be taken lightly. We know too many secrets to come and go as we please. So, if you do try to leave,
Yes, you can't leave the House of the Hearth, and that's why the ghost can't leave.
her name's not here, huh? Well, that's not too surprising. It doesn't seem like this list is complete.
5 years.
It only contains records.
5 years of executions result in a stack of papers this thick. Oh my god. Arlecchino's just like child muncher 1000. Her nails are just like tearing through kids left and right. She's killing more children than Anakin Skywalker.
Let's shift our attention then. Fremine, were you able to find anything out?
The Youngling Killer 9000.
Fremine.
There's 4 stacks of paper. Okay, maybe. Okay, I'm going to be generous and assume they're copies, and not just there's 4 copies of the same list, and not just like one giant list. Because holy hell, how many thousands of names is that?
Sorry, I was thinking about something. I managed to talk to quite a few people, but I couldn't help but notice that the atmosphere in the house was a little
Strange.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, those are 2 of the people that we met while delivering supplies. Paimon can see how they might not get along. They had very different vibes.
And all the dead kids is probably why she's corrupted.
Interests.
No, probably. So the corruption seems to be like similar to kind of the Killichurl corruption, and I'm thinking it's probably related to Conria and forbidden knowledge or something.
Not all of us feel the same desire to stay. As members of the House of the Hearth, we're also considered part of the Fatui. Certain members get older and realize they want something else for themselves. But considering the rules of the house, most people would never
So people
say
just.
that out loud.
So what happens when people will get like
People
old?
Chaplot and Foltz are loyal to Father and her vision. They're proud to be part of the Fatui.
I assume they're probably just executed when they're no longer useful.
These kinds of conflicts have always been there. It's not like Father is in the dark about any of this.
well, that's true. But it just feels like things have gotten worse lately. Filial and the others. It seems
Can't wait for Arlecchino to just like decapitate Linny.
I can't say for sure, but I think they've met Clairvy.
You think she's been inciting them to act out?
No, not
People
exactly.
didn't each other. What the fuck?
But
I mean, Tommy, you can see. Because apparently everybody in the House of the Hearth gets executed at some point. I assume.
Strength to survive.
This is just like what happens to everybody in the House of the Hearth eventually, is what it seems like. Like, I assume either, like, you die on a mission, you grow too old to be useful anymore, and you're murdered, or you try to leave and you're murdered. So, like, nobody in the House of the Hearth, like, we haven't seen it. You're not allowed to leave, right? They're just explicit. And we haven't seen any old people in the House of the Hearth. So they're all meeting violent deaths. Nobody is dying of old age here.
And they just believed all that? Without any evidence?
Clairvy's words probably gave them the excuse they were looking for. Whether they actually believe them to be true is secondary.
This is all because of Project Stuja, isn't it?
Whoa. Hold on a second.
Oh, are we gonna find out about what the Fatui are up to?
All about, huh?
Sorry, but I'm not sure of the details either. I only know what Father has told us, which is that it's something the Rooster and Regrader have been working on together.
Who's the
Apparently, it has
Regrader?
to do with the Fatui's strategic plan for the future.
Because, okay, who is left in the Fatui? There's the captain. So Regrader could be. Rooster is the dude with like the hook nose. There's the banker dude, Pantalone. I don't know what his title is.
Because the House of the Hearth
the
was so
recruiter could be like the
successful in
woman who
obtaining
was like
hypnosis,
had like
we now have
sitting in the
honor
hand of the
of
giant
playing a
mech,
key
maybe.
role in Project
And
Starship.
I don't know who the recruiter is.
Wait, but isn't that a good
Didn't Lenny say something a while back about having to make a decision?
Key role
Tommy,
is
do you
just
have
another way
any
of saying
idea how
being
little that
trustworthy.
narrows it
To
down?
us, the whole thing isn't inconvenient. Father thinks so too, but she's in no position to refuse. Their plan isn't exactly unreasonable, and they've been funneling the house
You
a
know
lot of
what I
funding.
mean?
It's just that we'll lose a lot of members in the process. Participating in the plan, it's an honor in name only. What they're really trying to do is subdue us. The existence of an intelligence organization outside their control makes them feel uneasy.
How are you outside their control? You're Fatui members. Your leader is one of the harbingers. How are you outside of their control?
Okay, super complicated top secret Fatui business aside, what does all of this have to do with the conflicts you were talking about earlier?
I like how Liddy's feet aren't. Liddy's not tall enough. His feet don't quite reach the ground. His heels don't reach the. He's only his toes
External
can touch the
pressure has a way of
ground.
exacerbating internal
This
strife.
small twink.
You can't overlook the power of fear either. People are afraid of dying.
5'2"
I thought
twink.
resolving the Clairvy situation would make everything go back to normal. But it looks like things are more complicated than I thought. If we leave Filial and the
Tommy
others to
sized.
their own devices,
Tommy would never
sooner or
accept
later,
that.
Father will be
Even
forced
though
to
it
take
would be
action.
cuter.
We can only focus on one situation at a time, brother.
You're right. Even if we confront Filial
Except
and the
what?
others, it won't do any good.
Being short,
It might
Tommy.
even make matters worse. Well, it's getting late. We should head back and get some rest. We'll try again first thing tomorrow. Lynette, you stick with me this time. Fremine, keep a close eye on Filial and the others. Make sure they don't do anything they'll regret. Good work today, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Look, Tommy, twinks are cuter when they're shorter. No one wants a tall, lanky twink that just towers over you. Be like Linny. Have your legs be too short to reach the ground when you're sitting.
Oh, Paimon is. Hey, you don't think the knave will be too angry with Linny and everyone if she finds out about all this, do you? She's even scary when she smiles. If she were to actually get angry,
That's notable. Not into twinks, woman. I'm not into twinks like that.
oh, well, in that case, we should just plan on running away. We'll grab Linny and the others and we can make a break for it as fast as we can. Look over there. Quick, let's catch up
Clairvy,
with
what
them
you
before
doing over
anyone sees.
there? It doesn't mean I don't know what other people like, Tommy. Doesn't mean I don't know what makes a good character design.
Oh, where is she going? Oh, if someone sees her, we're toast.
Tommy, your friends are not normal. We have established this. You do not have normal taste. Like this just like I think we thoroughly established this just yesterday.
Clairvy!
Oh, she's in the moonlight.
I opened the window. Look how pretty the outside is. If only I could have more than this.
I didn't say my tastes were normal, Tommy.
You probably think I'm being
My
silly,
point was that
huh?
using your friends as your basis of what you think
Better
is
to dream of
normal
what I could have
is a poor
than try to make it a
decision.
reality, right?
You gotta touch grass.
Please, help us get on the same page here, Clary. We need you to tell us what you know.
Sure. Although, everyone in this family is nothing more than a tool. Something to be used and exploited. We're all expendable.
Yeah, there's no way we could have guessed that,
As
Clary.
long as you're useful, you get to stick around. Lose your value. You're handed over to the doctor.
I knew it!
Experimented on.
Okay, I didn't call the being handed over to the doctor part, but
I've seen it happen again
I
and
mean,
again.
I knew that you would not let people who lost their usefulness live.
You're saying the knave did all that? It's just, that doesn't seem like something she would do. She's scary and all, but it seems like...
Are you sure, Paimon? Are you sure about this?
I knew you wouldn't believe me. Everyone thinks
I think Arlecchino has principles, but I'm not sure what they are. I'm not sure that not killing children is,
Mother?
in fact, not one of them.
But she doesn't deserve that title. She's disgraced it and tarnished it. And if I had things my way, I'd never see her again.
I took 2 walks.
If only Perry was
Tommy, it's metaphorical. I'm not literally telling you to go touch actual literal grass. It's a metaphor.
There's that name, and also, Paimon's getting a strange feeling. It almost feels like she's not really here with us. Well, in any case, it seems
Wait,
like she really
I mean,
needs someone
it
to
depends
talk
sometimes.
to. We should keep her company for a little longer.
But telling someone to touch grass in general is just like, you're telling them to go reorient yourself with real issues. Go be normal. Is kind of what the message
She
is.
looks so young, but it seems like she's been through a lot.
It's because the idea is that you spent so much time online, you've forgotten what it is to what normal people do and think. So you need to go outside and touch grass and be a normal person for a bit.
Hey, wanna hear a secret?
Who defines normal? Society?
That if you look up at the night sky in Snezhnaya, you can see the aurora. It's supposed to be super pretty. Perry and I promised each other that, but I can't find her. I'm worried she's also been... No, that wouldn't happen to her. She's special. Mother likes her a lot. I should really go talk to Mother, but we just fought. She doesn't want to see me, and I'm too scared to face her.
So maybe Arlecchino calls herself father because she wants to avoid the poor connotations associated
What should I
with
do?
mother. What else? If you're gonna tell me that Arlecchino is above handing over naughty children to the doctor, the dottore,
Morning tomorrow.
I don't really buy that. I could totally see her doing that. Again, look at her. She is clearly not a great. She is not a good
Go ahead
person.
with. Oh? What is it?
But the knave and the doctor ever worked together.
We kind of ran into Clairvy last night, and we met the doctor back in Sumeru. He's super dangerous, and he's done all sorts of bad things.
It's possible that Father and the Doctor have had certain dealings, but we're not really on the same side, so there's not a lot of trust between them. That doesn't exactly set the stage for a successful... I did hear, though, that when Father first became a Harbinger, the Doctor offered to work with the House of the Hearth. Father rejected most of his proposals, except for one. It had to do with some sort of secret
Experiment? Could that be what Clairvy was talking about?
Secret experiment.
I don't know any details about the experiment itself, but I do know it's an entirely independent operation. The doctor only
Even if
proposed
Lenny
a
is
direction
evil,
for
you
the
can fix
research.
him.
That
I
was
don't think the issue is that
details of
Lenny's
experiments are
evil, Tommy. I think
confidential,
the
but
issue is
records are
more
kept
that
on all participants.
Lenny's
That
gonna
doesn't
be
seem to be the
handed
case with the
over
situation
and
Claire
turned into a
referred to.
horrible abomination by the doctor.
I know you don't
Would
agree
you
with
love
some
him even if he was a worm?
and I'm not asking you to. But I am asking you to trust us on this. The house
Also,
of the Hearth has
Paul
its
also
own
brings up a good point. I don't think you can
There's
fix
certain
anyone,
lines we're
Tommy.
not willing to cross.
You got enough of your own issues, Tommy. You worry about yourself. Don't worry about trying to fix other people.
Clairvy seems to think the knave and the doctor worked together to do something horrible. If that turned out to be true, Paimon doesn't know how. It's just that it doesn't seem like Clairvy is lying either. The easiest thing to do would be just ask the knave directly, but Paimon
Yes, I guess this could be resolved by just saying there was someone who Arlecchino had a predecessor, but
Counting on you
it
to
seems like
distract
Linny and Lynette never knew any other
Lynette, you're with me.
father other than
You know what to do.
Arlecchino, so there
Be on your guard. All right.
would have
let's
been a
get to it.
long time ago. Sometimes people just need a shoulder to cry on. Okay, but Tom, you're not really fixing anyone, but you're making them feel better temporarily, but you're not really fixing anyone by doing that, are you? If all people needed was a shoulder to cry on, therapists, it would be much easier to become a therapist. You wouldn't need to go to school or get a degree or anything. Like why would you need psychology? Who needs to study psychology? Just, you know? Well, if you can keep helping them feel better, then eventually it'll stick.
Say, you look a bit pale. Did you
I
last night?
don't think it works like that, Tommy. I'm sorry to say.
Perhaps if you had less on your mind, you'd be able to absolve yourself of such troubles. So what are you planning to do now? Catch up on some sleep? Or should I give you some time to rack your brain?
Seeing
for a topic to
Arlecchino
discuss
just
before
in the
I ask you
daytime
questions?
with all this, bright, cheery, sunny background
must
feels
profess to
very
be curious.
weird.
Without child here, how do you plan on distracting me?
I told you, of course she knew. That was so obvious.
distract you? A good one. But no, we were just here for a chat.
There's no way she didn't know the
Looks like you
whole
could have used
entire
some extra
time.
time to think. No matter. If you don't have any other
Okay,
plans, why don't you
now
come
that's our chance to be useful to her. Okay, now we can find out why she's going along.
The ocean breeze is sure nice today.
So you know everything
Children always think they
wasn't
can hide
even
things from
revealed
grown-ups.
until the end.
But nothing gets past me. Least of all a little scheming. I think I'll let them have at it for a little longer. I can be
Therapy
very
became
patient.
100% more appealing when you stopped viewing it as just talking and starting it as physical therapy, but for
I'll
your
leave you
brain.
to think things over.
I mean, that's
If you're
literally
so
what
inclined,
therapy
meet me
is,
outside the Palais
Cole.
Melonia.
I mean, CBT in particular,
things come to
cognitive behavioral therapy for the degenerates in chat,
Tag along.
is all about training your brain to adopt new, healthier forms of
Knows
thinking.
about everything we've been
As
doing in
until
Ruin
you
this
do it until it becomes reflex for you and you avoid the previously unhealthy patterns of thinking entirely.
Well, we should
And
probably
you gotta do it so much that's just automatic like muscle memory.
Okay, then we probably shouldn't keep her waiting. It seems like Linny and the others are on thin ice, so let's do our best to not get them in any more trouble.
Because a lot of what drives depression, of course, is when people just adopt really unhealthy manners, like patterns of thinking. Like, yes, depression is
Add Astra.
related to chemical imbalances, but it is made worse by patterns of thinking. And that's why therapy and medication together work better treat depression than either alone.
Seeing as we still have some time before my meeting,
LF
we might as well enjoy some
LMFAO.
pleasant. I'm
I asked
glad
Layla.
to see you get along.
Look, Tommy, I know you. I know you. I know where you guys will take that acronym
Planning on doing
if
anything
I
to them,
don't
are you?
clarify.
I assume you're referring to Lenny, Lynette, and Fremine. Although, there's that situation with Filial and Nentoy as well.
Is she gonna ask us for help disciplining our children? Also, I like how Arlecchino's hair is kind of styled to look like feathers on a
All those who
wing.
betray the house meet the same fate. They're...
Does that mean you're going to kill them?
Oh, are you here to beg for their lives? I'm sorry to disappoint, but the rules of the house change for no one. In my organization, everyone is responsible for their own actions.
Rip them.
But don't you care about them at all? They really respect you. They even call you father. You must feel
Rip
something for
them.
them.
Any organization in which feelings come before principles is one destined for...
You're not a fan of it, at
The House
least?
of the Hearth is hardly an
You mean
exception.
cognitive behavioral therapy,
Our
Tommy?
principles are more stringent than most. Perhaps I can offer you this consolation at least. As our guests, you two will not be held accountable along with them. I would imagine Linny, Lynette, and Fremine will be able to keep their lives. As for Filial, Nentoy, and the others, I'm afraid there's little I can do. They can try to escape, but once you know our secrets, there's no getting out alive.
But that's...
Ah, you seem concerned. Out of consideration for my guests, I suppose I could turn a blind eye for a little longer. If Linny and the others manage to dispose of Clairvy in the meantime, all evidence of their wrongdoing will be lost. In that case, I could hardly punish them for something I couldn't prove.
What kind of punishments do you think Arlecchino would make them do?
If their efforts are
Just
unsuccessful, on the
have
other
them
hand,
do a
all
little
will be held
Sisyphus?
accountable, and the punishment will be severe. Of
It's a
course.
deal then.
Oh, and here, I believe this belongs to you. Do try and keep better track of it next time.
The other thing, also my mouth got weird for a second there. Don't know what you're talking about.
It takes a considerable amount of time to train a bird like this. It would be such a pity if you were to lose it. Permanently.
Oh, where did she make that? And how did she make that?
Well, I'm afraid that's all the time we have to chat.
How did she make that
I
cage,
asked
though?
you to meet me here because I have business at the
She has a
Palais.
pyro vision. That didn't look like it was made of fire, though.
But I think it would
It didn't look like it was made of
for you to
any
stay by
element.
my side for the
But what
time
kind of,
being.
is this just kind of alchemy? Magic?
Time to go.
It got all glitchy. Maybe it got hidden behind my mic and the tracking spazzed out. I don't know. It could be related to our curse, but it also had the X pattern after all. Like, why are we talking to Nouvelette? Why are we here?
It's been a while, Monsieur Neuvillette. I must say, I wasn't expecting my meeting request to be approved quite so quickly. The Palais Mermonia operates with an efficiency worthy of admiration.
It is only right that an esteemed diplomat such as yourself should be afforded the proper level of respect. Although, if I may speak plainly, I must confess that I did not anticipate we would have the occasion to meet again after presenting you with the Gnosis.
Yeah, it's kinda has to ask
I see you
why
brought the
she's still
traveler
around.
Paul on with you as well. If I may inquire as to the purpose of your visit.
I'll be departing Fontaine shortly. There is, however, an outstanding matter that I would like to see resolved before I go. It requires a rather lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. So I took the liberty of explaining everything in this proposal. Please.
So that way we don't get to know any of what's going on. It's all in this paper that we don't get to see. What's going on now? We're just tea while
I
Neuvillette reads.
understand your request. However, at the risk of causing offense, I must admit that I fail to see why you would wish for such a thing.
I heard you have a certain fondness for water tasting, Monsieur Neuvillette. So allow me to use water as an analogy.
Neuvillette does love his water tasting.
Family is like a large body of water. As someone who watches over this system, I would hope that each river that flows from the source will eventually reach the ocean. Of course, objectively speaking, I know this is impossible. Most of the rivers will dry up along the way, disappearing into the ground and leaving nothing but a barren riverbed behind.
And that's when she murders them?
All rivers are destined to reach the ocean, but I would not see their existence rendered meaningless. I believe the water that flows within them is simply meant for a different destination, like a field in need of irrigation. Or perhaps the glass of a certain water-tasting enthusiast.
What's she up to? What's she up to, girl? The big sippy? Neuvillette does like his sippy. Not really. I get it. I still have no idea what she's up to, though.
Few among us are willing to sip from a glass filled with tainted
Oh, true. Neuvillette likes his water pure. No
It may have
contaminants.
been tainted at one point in time, but not to worry. I'll make sure it's strained of all impurities and returned to its cleanest form.
What is she up to?
I seem to recall there being a transactional aspect.
What
to
is
the
she?
proposal.
Because if it's just a hunting down, if it's just about hunting down someone who escaped from the House of the Hearth, I don't think she needs Neuvillette's
I
help
will
with that.
gradually withdraw my forces from Fontaine.
Oh, that's a trap.
And
It's not really a trap, but like she's
necessary,
withdrawing from Fontaine anyway. She's being reassigned to somewhere else. So like, I mean, Neuvillette doesn't know that, but that part is just like a free for her.
Cases similar to the Tartuffe assassination will cease to cross my desk?
Who's Tartuffe?
Ah, that thief who embezzled funds from all those charities, you mean? My deepest condolences to his family, but without any evidence, I cannot imagine how the House of the Hearth might have been involved. Of course, if you accept my proposal, Monsieur, I'm sure certain measures could be taken to reduce the frequency.
You choose your words carefully indeed. In
Uh,
that case, I am inclined to accept your proposal.
My thanks for your generosity, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Neuvillette's too nice.
Well, with that settled, we should be going now. I took the liberty of bringing along 2 bottles of spring wine from Snezhnaya for you to enjoy. I do hope I get the chance to hear your
Too
impressions.
principled.
Indeed. I trust
Just
you will
letting
not
them commit a bunch of assassinations and get away with it because they're too good and don't leave
All right,
evidence.
traveler Paimon, time to go.
I always hate that. I hate that, like, you could just have someone where, like, everyone knows they're committing crimes, but, you know, just can't do anything about it. Everyone knows. Can't do anything about it.
So, what exactly were you talking about back there? Paimon only heard you mention some rivers, a large body of water, and then some kind of irrigation.
Tommy, what is Paimon, you're so stupid.
You really want to know?
Sorry, Tommy.
I would imagine there might
I did
be
not
more
mean to
pressing concerns.
besmirch your good name there.
Winnie, Paimon really hopes everything's going okay.
God, weird again. Okay, let me shift around. I think tracking might be a little off today.
Oh, Paimon recognizes that look. You've got your thinking cap on, don't you, Traveler?
The name may seem relaxed, but she didn't seem to be joking earlier when she said those who betrayed the organization must pay for their lives. I think she's serious about punishing those kids. How should we stop her? No, there's something else we should figure out first. What does she want? What's she up to? While we were talking about the Palais Memorial, she mentioned Clervay's name. Does it mean she knew where Clervay was the entire time? Maybe she anticipated. Yes, obviously, she knew everything the whole time. God, who are you? Who are you? What are you up to? What are you trying to do?
I'm so sorry. I was so focused on selling
Traveler,
these papers. I
check
wasn't looking where I
check
was
your
going.
pockets. Make sure he did not take your wallet.
Well, let me make it up to you at least.
You think that sounded familiar?
Oh, you don't have to.
Because he's a member of the House of the Hearth. How do you think he got that
It's not like I'm
scar?
short on supply. It's my fault, really. I was
Check
just
your
trying to bring home some
pockets,
extra morale for the
traveler.
family,
Check
but-
your
What's going on here?
pockets. This is like the most blatant
Nothing
of all
much.
street
I
scams.
just ran into your friend here on accident.
What are you talking about, Tommy?
Of course, I'm happy to compensate.
I'll take 3 papers.
Oh, if only I had the chance to run into such generous customers every day. I should probably just take on a smaller inventory.
Well, now that my affairs are settled, we should take the boat back to Poisson. We've
Actually, why don't Paimon just realized how hungry she is? She can't head back.
What are you doing, Paimon?
It appears you two are under the impression that delaying our return will somehow alter the situation in your favor.
Yeah,
Sorry
obviously.
to ruin your fantasy,
Look,
but
it's
your efforts are meaningless.
Arlecchino, clearly knows what's up. Let's just stop trying
Some
to
extra time. I just have one. If you agree
delay
to my
the
request,
situation.
I'll even answer some of your questions. You're quite curious about Clairvy, are you not? And my relationship.
Yeah, see, we never really had
Why are you being so
the illusion of free will. Is this entire quest?
are you?
You overestimate.
Look over was the Nintendo hire this man and you saw a very different film the quote the other day and the teeth are desynced from the actual mouth? What?
Then what can you possibly?
The most important consideration in a negotiation is that both
I mean, I
sides
haven't,
receive something
it's the same model. I haven't changed anything about the model. I don't know why it would be different.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most
You're
appropriate.
gonna have to screenshot it
and
or
let your
timestamp it for me,
help
Tommy, so I can see what you're talking about.
Okay, sounds normal enough. But what do you mean?
Arudo hasn't had any
when
updates
time
recently
comes?
either.
When is that supposed to be?
Let me try to. Oh, wow. Not seeing what you're talking about, Tommy. Mouth motion seemed fine to me.
That is for you to decide. Then we have a deal. Follow me.
Okay, what are we doing? What are we up to? Obviously, there's gonna be combat involved at some point, because there always is. Is anybody else seeing what Tommy's talking about? Maybe it's just him. Wait, where? Oh, we're like clipping into the edge of the map here. You gotta get past this. You did see that at one point? Okay, you're gonna have to like, you guys are gonna have to like timestamp it or clip it for me or something.
What is this place?
Somewhere long forgotten by everyone. It used to be a grand building. Now it's
How
nothing more than a
old?
pile of rubble.
Wait, I guess if Arlecchino does have like
No one comes
a
here
partial
anymore.
hilichurl
Nor
curse,
does
she
anyone
could
care
be
about what
immortal.
once happened here. Although, it was before I became a harbinger, and before Linny and the others joined the House of the Hearth.
I mean, we know the splitting and the others joining the House of the Hearth happened, had to have happened after Arlecchino became the Harbinger.
You were the one that killed Clairvy?
Well, I'm not surprised about that. That's actually what I expected.
I'll start from the beginning. Clairvy was 6 years old when she was brought by her mother, Crucibina, to live in the House of the Hearth. From the outside, it seemed like a fairy tale.
Look,
Thriving family made of
there
kind
is
adults
no
and
scenario in which you give up your child to join the espionage organization, and you're just like, oh yeah,
Crucibina was the
fairy
knave
tale,
at that time,
thriving
and the
family.
House of the Hearth was under her control. She was
Ah,
Clairvy's mother by blood, but she was also the mother to all the children in the house.
oh, former knave. She dresses better. I like this outfit better than
Clairvy
Arlecchino's.
was happy here. For a time. But she quickly realized that being part of this family wasn't a fairy tale at all.
She's got that pencil skirt going on. Looks like she's wearing tights and thigh-high boots. I approve.
Exactly. The House of the Hearth takes
Oh, not a pencil skirt. It's a full-length skirt.
But as for how to raise them, that depends entirely on the person in charge. Crucibina came up with a novel idea. She would teach the children to fight, force them to duel each other, and then crown as the king of the house the child who proved themselves most worthy of an
Oh, and that was Arlecchino?
It's difficult
I'm
to
assuming?
estimate the number of children who died or were maimed in the process. There's little I can say about the ones who died. The ones that emerged with permanent injuries, on the other hand, well,
So Arlecchino's must be the same age as
they would be handed over to the doctor to be
Cervi,
experimented on,
Clairvy.
or sent
I
away on
forget her name.
dangerous missions. Nothing more than
So those were the experiments Clairvy was talking about. But what actually happened to her? You said that Clairvy was Crucibina's daughter, so if Clairvy tried to convince her to stop what she was doing...
Oh my gosh, Paimon, you are so innocent. Oh, you sweet summer child, Paimon. You are such a cutie patooey, thinking that parents always listen to their children.
Crucibina cared little for her daughter. She forced Clairvy to join the House of the Hearth only as a means to demonstrate her own impartiality as a mother, to prove that she
You sweet, innocent Paimon.
Clairvy did try to convince her mother to change her ways, but
So why is she called Knave? So all the the Fatui are all themed after roles in Italian opera, and one of those roles is the Knave.
into the illusion of happiness Crucibina had created. Of course,
Which I think is kind of like a jester-like role.
someone Clairvy's age.
I'm not an expert.
About the House of the Hearth.
My knowledge of Italian opera is very passing.
Wait, the friend that Clairvy mentioned?
Friend, huh? I suppose we can call her that for now. Clairvy was a cheerful and passionate with a tenacious spirit.
So Perry is Arlecchino. Okay. So they were friends.
Her
Aww.
cold-blooded nature allowed her to see through Crucibina's facade. Yet, it was also this cold-bloodedness that prevented her from acting against it. At least at first. While Clairvy longed for freedom, Peruere was convinced that
Alright, so let's see. Wanna take bets on whether this turns Arlecchino into a poor little meow meow?
despite their differences, the two became fast friends, united by their knowledge of the truth. Clairvy told Peruere
I feel like Arlecchino doesn't really, isn't really capable of actually being friends. No, especially not with someone like Clairvy.
times over. She tried countless times to run away, ask for help, or expose the truth. But her efforts only earned her beating after beating. The only thing that kept her going was her strength of will, even with her body racked with pain.
But also, this just means she was born with X's in her eyes. So that's not part of her curse. That's just how she looks. She was just born this way.
Longing for freedom shining in her eyes. But one day that...
Oh no. What happened?
She died. This was already revealed. Oh my gosh, she actually grew up into a teenager. So,
year after
wait, so her ghost is actually
she and
younger than
Peruware weren't
her.
children anymore, but finding any chance to escape still seemed as hopeless as it was during this time that Peruware suggested a new plan. If escaping was out of the question, why not take down the very person sitting on top of this throne of lies? Mother herself. Clairvy rejected that proposal. She claimed that, as a famous harbinger, Crucibina possessed an unimaginable amount of power. Trying to kill her would have an incredibly low chance of success. Clairvy never gave another reason, but Peruware could see it written all over her face. Clairvy still thought of Crucibina as her mother. Killing her own
So how
flesh
did
and blood
Arlecchino
was a
manage to
line
pull
she
it
couldn't
off?
bring herself to cross. If she couldn't escape and fight back, then only one
How did
option
Arlecchino
remained.
kill a harbinger?
Precisely. Death was the only way that she felt she could be free. It happened during a duel. When she arrived at the dueling ring that day, her partner turned out to be none other than Peruware, the very person that had stood by her side all those years. It was a fierce battle, but ultimately,
I'm assuming Arlecchino was using the spear because she is a polearm user.
from that moment on, Peruware's journey was
So
one
Peruware, I assume, is also just Arlecchino's new name. Or, like, true name, like Tartaglia is child.
she stood, the sole victor in Mother's endless game of slaughter. A trail of corpses. It was the very result she had predicted 10 years prior. Even then, she believed she would make it until the end. She wasn't surprised by the fact that she emerged as Mother's undisputed heir. Rather, her success left her with an inexplicable sense of restlessness. She was unsettled.
So did she
And there was only
kill?
one thing that could quell that sensation.
She killed Mother,
Perhaps
killing the person at the very top.
But
If you remember the name for the...
Correct.
Oh yeah, I need to actually watch that animation. I haven't seen it,
Killed her best friend.
but I need to actually watch it at some point.
This is also the place where she fought tooth and nail
Oh.
to kill the mother they
A
shared.
mere year.
The moment she acted, any conception of what was right or wrong
How
ceased to
how
matter.
busted is Arlecchino though? She's just like she went from
Only those who
child to
survived
killing
get to
a
write
harbinger in a
the
year.
Peruware won the battle.
Is that when she got to her
Became
vision?
a harbinger herself. After which Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, bestowed upon her a new name. Arlecchino.
so the Perry Clairvy was talking about, it was you all along. You're Peruware. Arlecchino is just a name you got later.
I will admit, I didn't see Arlecchino being Perry as I didn't see this twist coming.
I left that name behind long ago. I must say, hearing it now,
I heard it was better to watch it after doing the quest, so you're in luck. What animation? Oh yes.
after I defeated Crucibina, the
So
mother of
Arlecchino's
Mother
a
died
story
with her.
trailer.
I chose to forego the title she called herself, and even chose to give up my own name. I rebuilt the House of the Hearth under a new identity. Not only as Arlecchino, but as
I mean, considering she did kill everybody, I guess she would have had to start from scratch.
story ends. Any more questions?
Yeah. Based on what you just told us, Clairvy wasn't a little kid when she was killed. So the Clairvy we met, was she really a spirit at all?
I suppose you could call her an illusion born of flame. Her existence is like ashes to a fire. Something left over in the wake of blaze and ruin.
Okay, so she's not a real ghost. That explains.
Runs through my veins.
That explains something a bit.
Unlike a curse. My flames leave behind shadows
Oh.
of anything they
So
consume.
Arlecchino just had that power since birth?
Of course. The chances of those shadows morphing into a sentient entity are exceedingly slim. Clairvy died when she was 16 years old. But what emerged from the flames was her
Okay, I knew she wasn't just a normal ghost.
wasn't the only
She
thing
didn't act anything like the
Most of her
standard
memories were
Genshin
lost
ghost.
in blaze as well. Memory is a Mysterious thing indeed. Losing a portion of your memories will alter your sense of self. Lose 10 years
So,
worth.
that's good. When did Arlecchino get her vision then? Or does this like fire curse? Is she something she was born with?
Never.
No wonder Paimon got such a weird feeling when we were talking to her.
Perhaps I should put it this way. Clairvy is
So if all of that is true,
indeed.
I mean, yeah, she's known about her whole life.
Stable, and but other times.
But I mean, obviously, I saw this part coming where Arlecchino knew about Clairvy and the whole thing from the beginning, and what Lenny was doing was, Fremine was doing was pointless.
Any new information they
Oh, and that's, yeah, that also explains why Clairvy can't enter the sunlight, because she is literally a sunlight.
They failed, yes. The reason is actually quite simple. In Clairvy's mind, the house is impossible to escape, but no matter. All I have to do is kill her again, and all will be resolved. I don't intend.
wait! Paimon can understand why you might want her gone, but isn't there another way? So what if she's trapped in her 6-year-old self? She's still your friend! At least talk to her first!
It's too late for that. She broke the rules, and now she must be punished. That goes for Filial and Nantoy as well. She's had quite the effect on them.
So I guess Arlecchino can burn shadows. I mean, she did just say that she exists because of her own power, so that does make sense that she could do something about her. Because I was like, what? Arlecchino just gonna try to burn a ghost? And also, I will say I fundamentally disagree with Arlecchino on that point. Oh my gosh, voice traveler.
Whatever.
I don't believe in enforcing rules for the sake of rules' sake.
Want to say a proper goodbye at least?
Whether as a killer or as a father, there are two things that must be avoided at all costs. Anger makes you impulsive. Sorrow Well, it appears it's about time to proceed. Before we arrived, I told some of my... I do believe I've kept my end of the deal.
Oh, hi, eBay. Good to see you here.
Here they are, Father.
Yes. You're a big Arlecchino fan, then? I mentioned earlier, I think she's nice, but I'm not big on pantsuits, and I'm also not too into the villainous look, but I do like her heels a lot. And she is otherwise very attractive.
I heard about how you helped buy us more time. But I still failed. I couldn't find a way to fulfill her wish.
Oh, we're just coming out and confessing? Oh wait, but this means Liddy's gonna get punished though, because he failed. So Arlecchino's gonna punish them. Uh-oh.
Stay right there. I'm sorry to postpone our reunion, but first I believe certain scores need settling.
Oh, eBay, have you played this quest yet? I'm gonna assume that you have.
Father, let me explain.
Oh, he brought everybody.
Father!
He's not gonna die. Arlecchino did say he can live earlier.
You must be punished. Overall, however, I suppose your wrongdoing is hardly the most egregious of the bunch, so I'll deal with your punishments later. As for right...
By traitors?
Father, let me explain. We didn't mean to...
Fultz, why don't you share what you heard?
Oh.
Yes, Father. Secret Midnight Meeting number 3. Participants, Filial, Nantoy,
He got tattled on.
Nantoy clearly said, if only Father wasn't the one who took us in. Sato added, I'm sick of this life. I just want to live as a normal person. Filial was the worst of them all. She called us crazies and said a bunch of mean things about Father.
I did not!
That's your mistake. They're not good enough at spycraft. We talked about this. They need to do a better job of having secret conversations.
We're birds locked in a cage. The only way out is to destroy it. That's what you said, wasn't it?
You little... You just want me gone, don't you?
Oh, this is drama. You don't play. Oh, you don't play Genshin. Oh, I forgot. I thought you did try it at some point.
Have you forgotten?
My bad.
who
Never mind.
stood by your
I
watched over you,
misremembered.
and changed your dressings? Come on, let's hear it then. What's your reason for all this?
I mean, they don't want to get burned alive. I assume that's their reason.
We don't want you to die. You're our
Liar. You wouldn't be.
We all live in the House of the Heart. A single betrayal can cost dozens of us our lives. It's not. That's why the House of the Hearth cannot tolerate any form of betrayal. Ever since we came to Poisson, you've had 7 secret meetings. A lot of the things you talked about really crossed the line.
You've been spying on us for half a month? Wait a second. Now that I think about it,
Filial, Nantoy,
Yeah, oh, that's fair.
I owe you.
It is a lot, especially since you're getting into it now. There's a lot of content that's built up. It is not easy to catch up. So I can understand why.
If this were any other situation, I would do anything.
Yeah, good to see you, Eve. I know we just talked recently, so, but I hope you've been feeling better.
Rules are rules. I'm sorry. My hands are tied.
How's the studying for finals going?
why?
Rip them.
That's enough, Filial. We made a mistake, and we should own up to it. I'm sorry, Chaplot. Fultz. I'm sorry, Father. We...
Alright. How painful is this going to be?
punishment.
Yeah, you'd get it. Study.
According to the rules of the House of the Hearth, how should these traitors
It's okay,
be
girl.
punished?
You got this. You got this.
All those who betray the house pay with their lives.
And so it shall be.
Is Arlecchino gonna unexpectedly show mercy? Is she gonna show mercy?
Linny, please reconsider, Father. We all come from broken families. From the very first day we joined the House of the Hearth, we wanted nothing more than
You know,
to
this
make
kind
a
of
real
gives you
home.
culty. Yes, Tommy. They are very culty. This is classic cult stuff. Like
None of us know what a
you
real
just
home should look like. I'm not saying I have all the answers.
you just go tattling on each other.
Killing Filial and the others may uphold
And
the rules, but doing
Just
so
the
only
very
hurts further
idea
away
of
from
someone
being a real
leaving is
family than we've ever
unacceptable.
been. So please, Father, please reconsider.
Not gonna lie, I don't really care if they die. I mean, they're not characters we've learned about
Father, please.
and got attached to, but
Linny,
I mean, they still didn't really do anything wrong. Like, I'm not gonna be emotionally devastated if he died, but is Arlecchino gonna show mercy?
Cannot be rescinded. However, given the extent
Oh.
of your determination, I suppose we shall have to go about this a different way. Draw your
Oh. Totally unrelated, but I really like how Genshin's clouds look, and I wish I knew how they did it.
Our weapons?
Father, are you referring to a duel?
Precisely. The rules of the house will not be altered. Traitors must be punished. However, resolving disputes with a duel is also one of our rules, one that also applies to me. Demonstrate a sufficient showing of strength, and I shall offer a concession.
wait.
Impossible. Father,
Okay. Cat versus X. Who will win? Is this? It's time to duel. Oh, is this how they call it? He's not gonna die here, Cole. I don't know if you're being serious or not.
the others have to duel the knave. If they lose, those people from the house are really gonna...
Can we help?
Don't you...
Are we allowed to help?
Anger makes you impulsive. impulsive. Sorrow causes you to waver.
Oh, looking at that expression on her face, she seems really serious about this. Guess that means there's no chance she's throwing the duel on purpose, huh?
There's no way the knave will lose on purpose,
Yes,
although...
sir. Families are often on their best behavior. And any disputes are less likely to escalate.
When the time comes, make the choice that you deem most appropriate in the situation. And lend your help to the...
What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, where are you going?
Oh, we're gonna pull
Traveler?
Clervy. Oh, we're gonna stand with them. I'd like to see for myself. Yeah, okay, this is what I thought. She's gonna fight. Now they have a chance.
I'll allow it.
If that's okay.
We do have a ready-made dueling ring at our disposal, after all. All I
Is
would
this
advise
allowed?
this. Keep a firm grasp on your weapon and give it your all.
Oh, uh-oh.
Any less.
I mean, she's not gonna use her full power. Obviously. We know, because she's gonna have like a transform state we're not gonna see until later. Oh, hello.
Is it my turn?
I did my combo a little incorrectly. Alright, let's see what you got. Oh, she's actually pretty beefy.
Now that and
Oh, we have help though.
Order guide you.
with the fall.
She's a little beefy, but no match. Oh, actually, oh, she is going to just use her second form here. Never mind. Oh, gosh. Missed. Okay, she...
Busted.
Not... Actually, wait.
Like a fly tangled in a web.
Oh, I'm supposed to use a... Oh, okay, so I'm supposed to use a charge attack to... Oh, never mind, we won. Yay, we did it. Wait, or not. Not over yet. Dang, okay. I was not... did not think she would actually break out her transformation state for this. She is not kidding about not holding back, huh? Oh, wait. Cinder of Two Worlds Flames. Oh. Okay. It's just, there's a second phase? Damn! That's this is a... Hell, we went all out for this boss. I was not expecting this much of a boss fight in a character quest. They have never done this before. This is a... I love a boss fight to just stick in a character quest. I just assumed they would be saving the second form for another quest, but no, they're actually just breaking it out here. Did not see this coming.
You should know better than to crowd in one place.
Yeah. What are we all standing to? Oh, uh-oh. She's good using the AoE. Ouch. Oh, they're all fine somehow. Oh, wait. Oh. Magic trick.
I'm sorry, Father!
Don't apologize. Also, where'd Traveler go? Where's Traveler doing all this? Jesus, you burned through her health faster than the first phase?
Excuse for an attack.
Yeah, it's because she wasn't teleporting around. Like, I was missing a lot of my attacks in the first phase because she kept teleporting around. Okay, so those are definitely not like pyrovision powers. Like shadow manipulation. Wait. Wait, I thought it was only 2 of them that had to die, not... Oh my gosh, Traveler with the dull sword. Her pants are dark.
How did you?
Her pants are black now.
You're stronger than I expected.
Oh. Oh.
Crimson?
We just got, what's that move in Naruto called?
Move.
Oh, the Tsukiyumi? Yeah, we just got Tsukiyumi.
Still, not strong enough to beat me.
I mean, okay, you know, that is the expected actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. I actually thought she would hold back and lose, but she actually just went all out and won. So that I was not expecting that.
I believe we can end things here.
Oh, but she's going to
Enjoy the company of guests.
she's actually going to spare them anyways.
We
Wow.
wouldn't want things to get too out of hand.
Her vision she knows, a pyro vision on her back. I don't think that was a vision at all.
Lenny.
That was crazy.
Given that I am the victor of this duel, as agreed, the punishment stands.
No!
I never thought things would end like...
However, everyone involved in the duel demonstrated a remarkable level of strength and determination.
Change the... Oh, is she gonna exile them?
Elwar,
Is that where we're
the
looking?
bottled flames I gave you for safekeeping. Do you still have...
Yes? I wasn't sure what they were for, but I've kept them super safe. I didn't lose a single one.
Yeah, I know she's a pyro. So all the Fatui have a vision and a delusion, so they can use 2 elements. But, or like, you know, she wasn't really using an element there. Like, I don't know what
Indeed,
her
they're
constructs
the product of a secret
are, but I don't think they're related to the
under
elements.
certain special once ingested. Searing pain will spread across every inch of your body.
Oh.
Come to you physically if you can withstand the pain. When you awake, you'll have forgotten everything you know about the House of the Hearth.
So, execution in mind. They're gonna erase their... She's gonna erase her memories.
Administering this concoction will kill the version of you that grew up in the house and give you a new identity.
The MIB flash device. I mean, that's... The MIB flash device only erases like your most recent memories. This thing erases like your entire lifetime's worth of memories and causes you immense pain while doing so. Yeah, I guess that is better than straight up killing them.
You misunderstand.
I don't think just.
Once consumed by flame, the version of you standing before me will die, and our secrets will die with you.
Even so, I'm sorry, Father.
I mean, so this is getting really deep philosophical, but depending on what you think constitutes a person, if you think like memories are really are essential to what constitutes a person, then yeah, they are dying. And it's just what will be was just a different person, but in the same body.
Be controlled by your emotion.
Of course.
Dry your tears and go.
Yes, Father.
Chaplot, Fultz, I prepared 3 extra vials of bottled flames. Goodbye, children. The next time we meet, I thank you for all you've done.
But it's also just way more powerful. That is a vision on her back, is it? No, I think her vision's on her side, not on her back. I think. I'd have to look at her design again. I don't actually own her, so I can't just pull up her model and look at it whenever I want. She had a bit of soft... I mean, it's clear that she does have a soft spot. Like I said, I think Arlecchino has... Oh, yeah. So her vision is in her back.
Can we talk now? You really are Perry,
Ugh.
aren't you? I haven't seen you in so long.
Can you rotate her in the character archive? I don't know. But no, we saw her back, so she does have her vision in her back.
That's what happened.
You could have at least
Does Arlecchino seem like the kind of person to sugarcoat things?
Oh.
Huh? That's it?
Yep. If that's plus, I don't really need to know why I'm like this. And more, can you tell me about it?
You never stopped trying to defy. At first, no one believed you. You could only vent your frustrations.
The pyro symbol was replaced by... I have to go back and watch like the cutscenes and stuff to see.
You were brought back each time. Mother spared your life. Still, you never gave up. Mother hoped that through ruthless duel, but you called on everyone to unite. To fight to a draw. You tried everything you could think of, but every attempt ended it. For the last 16 years of my life, I've done everything I can to fight for freedom.
Also, I'm sorry I'm not letting the voice lines play out completely, but it is late and I kind of want to...
I must have been feeling really
I want to speed this up a bit.
somehow. I still think I understand. According, if I could do it all over again.
Is that so? Even now, but as the head of the House of the Hearth and as the children's father, I've tried to... It's something I discussed with the Eudex of Fontaine. The children who want to leave the house...
Ah, so that's what the deal was.
In return, they will be allowed to... Of course, I won't simply hand freedom to them on a silver platter.
That's more than enough. You know, Perry, I think you're a pretty... I'm really happy that you're the one who took over the house. I guess I do have one regret, though. I still haven't seen the outside world.
Well, it
Oh,
just
are we...
so happens
Are
that our
we...
dear guests
Oh...
over here have been to many nations and traveled to countless places.
Really?
Okay, I think I know what's gonna happen. We're gonna talk until sunrise, and then the sun's gonna hit her, and she's going to disappear.
You know, playing the lute... if I had some... It's just too bad Perry doesn't like wearing dresses.
Arlecchino, she doesn't like dresses. I mean, yeah, we could tell.
Those yokai, I once saw... Oh, sounds like... I was always too of... But at the... I'm just...
Eventually, Comet returns to Fontaine, the nation she once called home. Thousands of lesbians went feral over that looking up shot, sitting there cross-legged.
Don't worry, we were able to turn the situation around super quickly.
How'd you
Yeah,
do
I can see that.
Come on, tell me.
I mean, eBay's not even a lesbian, and she was just calling her hot mama.
Shadows don't have the capacity to learn or grow.
Ugh. What? Wait, why are you going? Ugh, Cole.
Clarvey, you've worked tirelessly from the shadows to overthrow the House of the Hearth. Now,
No, I don't think that's the sound Cole was
I shall
making.
announce how this matter ends. You are hereby expelled from the House of the Hearth. You are no
Oh,
longer
the sun's gonna hit her,
nor are you bound by its rules.
and then she's gonna vanish.
You're saying that I can finally leave? I get to experience the outside world as well? Oh, I almost forgot. There's no getting older for me. Still,
Aww.
seeing who you grew up to be makes me really happy, Parallel.
I guess Arlecchino really did have a friend. She's actually not a complete psychopath.
Someday.
That's honestly more than I expected out of her. I don't know, just the thought of people going feral. Look,
Clairvy.
look. A hot lady with her legs crossed is a very attractive thing, okay?
Paimon didn't even get to finish her story.
I'm supposed to be sad here? No, she's at
also
peace.
had
It's a
certain
good
sentiments
thing.
left unsaid. I wanted to tell her that the aurora I saw in Snezhnaya was
It's
just
bittersweet.
as beautiful as the ones in the but a shadow's memories reset at dawn. Had we delayed any longer, whatever regrets may linger.
Oh, where's Lenny running from background?
It's Linny! Hey, Linny!
Shame she had that one friend in such horrible circumstances.
What is he doing back here?
Yeah, and now I bet like Arlecchino just has no friends. Like, that was the one friend she will ever make. Because I can tell you, she doesn't have any friends in the Harbingers. Does not. Absolutely not.
The bottled flames.
And you? What?
Thank you for giving us that choice, Lynette and
But
Fran
also,
were
like,
feeling
what
so
the
bad.
heck is going on with Arlecchino's powers? Where she can produce flames that burn away memories?
I want you to follow
Like,
in
what
my
the?
footsteps.
She's like, that is not a normal pyrovision. I mean, we knew that, but
Yet you seem to
like,
have
what the
different
hell is going on with Arlecchino? Because it seems like she was born with whatever curse she has,
I'm rather surprised by your
rather than like
decision.
something she got at some point.
To live a quiet
So, like, we learned something of Arlecchino's backstory, but we still do not know nearly enough about this woman. And I need to know more.
you would do anything to protect them. Even if it
You've been
costs
finding
you
sexual
your
things more and more vile. So basically, Cole, you're becoming even more of a boomer.
Speaking up back there was so
Oh yeah,
different,
yo,
Lenny.
you women, you young women these days, girls these days, wearing their leggings, their tight leggings,
And Father gone all out during the. I'm not
distracting all the men.
In my opinion, all you need to be deserving of
For
the
a
throne is
prude.
we may have different ideas of what it means to even without that
Boomer.
strength. You still chose to face me in a duel, even though
Father.
no one knows what the future holds. If reaching a certain standard were required to go after what you want, I would never have succeeded in killing my strength may decide the ultimate victor, but those who let a lack of strength dictate their decisions or undermine their convictions will never.
I understand, Father.
The other question: how did? Okay, so Arlecchino's even admitting she was still much weaker than what's her face when she killed her. So how'd she win?
You've done so much for me, Father. And that kindness protecting my family.
Okay. Oh, also, that's another mystery. We still don't know what Project Stuza is.
If those cowards having members who longed for the light was our organization's last weakness. With those members no longer among our ranks, the House of the Hearth is like a spider hiding in the shadow. At present, our imperative is to use their plan to our advantage. In doing so, a
crimson moon shall
over the frigid
rise.
blizzards of winter. No demonstration of loyalty shall go unrewarded. As for the two of you, whether we meet again as friend or foe, no matter how arduous the journey ahead.
Oh yeah, and then there was the whole Tsukiyumi thing. How'd she do that? Okay. It's interesting. Also, look how bad my Zhongli is in a bad state. Also, I'm gonna call it here. I feel like we're at the very end. We're probably very close to the end, but this is as late as I want to go today. So, thank you all for tuning in. So thank you all for tuning in today. I was really struggling with what to stream today, so I ended up doing Genshin because, like, I'm really running out of games to stream, to be honest. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again on Friday. We'll probably for more Minecraft. I don't know what to do, so I'm not sure I want to play Helldivers this week, but we shall see. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all again later. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your week and a wonderful night. Good night, everyone. Good night.